Hi kids, my name is Andre and it's about time for our next story. The story is Young Cam Jansen and the Double Beach Mystery, written by David A. Adler. Alright, looks like they're going to the beach. I always enjoy going to the beach. Lots of fun, lots of sun. Alright, Chapter 1. I hear the ocean. Listen, Aunt Molly said. Listen to this shell. I hear the ocean. Cam Jansen laughed. Of course you do, she said. We all hear the ocean. It's right here. Oh, Aunt Molly said. She took the shell from her ear. Well, I like this shell. I'm keeping it. Here is another nice one. Cam's friend Eric Shelton said, I love seashells, Aunt Molly said. Let's find lots of them. Aunt Molly told Cam's mother that they were taking a walk. We're going by the water. That's the best place to find seashells. Cam's mother was sitting under a big red umbrella. Cam and Eric took buckets for their seashells. Aunt Molly took a straw bag. When they reached the water, Aunt Molly turned. She looked at all the umbrellas on the beach. Oh my, she said. How will we remember where your mother is sitting? Cam looked at her mother's red umbrella. She closed her eyes and said, click. Cam always closes her eyes and says, click, when she wants to remember something. Mom's is the third umbrella from the water. An orange polka dot umbrella is in front. When we come back. We'll walk along the water. We'll look for the orange polka dot umbrella. Behind it is a green umbrella. Then there's Mom's orange polka dot umbrella. Aunt Molly said, Orange polka dot umbrella? She said again, I have to remember that. Don't worry, Eric told her. Cam will remember. She has an amazing memory. Her memory is like a camera. Cam says she has pictures in her head of everything she's seen. Click is the sound her camera makes. Cam's real name is Jennifer, but because of her great memory, people called her the camera. Soon, the camera just became Cam. Chapter 2. Someone is lost. It was windy as Cam, Eric, and Aunt Molly looked for shells. Beach balls, straw hats, and papers blew past them. They walked by the water. Water washed over their feet. Hey, stop! They heard a boy shout. The water didn't stop. It washed over his sandcastle and ruined it. The boy kicked the water. He cried. Why did he build so close to the water? Eric said. Cam told Eric, I bet the sand here was dry when he built his castle. The tide is rising, Aunt Molly said. The water keeps coming in. Cam, Eric, and Aunt Molly found lots of seashells. My bucket is full, Cam said. Let's go back. Mine is full too, Eric said. But my bag isn't full, Aunt Molly said. Let's keep looking. Cam and Eric helped Aunt Molly find more seashells. When her bag was full, they started back. Cam looked for the orange polka dot umbrella. She didn't find it. We're not there yet. Cam told Eric and Aunt Molly. We have to keep walking. They walked until they were almost at the end of the beach. They didn't find the orange polka dot umbrella. We're lost, Eric said. Oh no, Aunt Molly told him. We're not lost. I know where we are. We're on the beach. But where is Mrs. Jansen? Eric asked. I don't know where she is, Aunt Molly said. She must be lost. Chapter 3. The Orange Polka Dot Umbrella. Cam closed her eyes. She said, click. I'm looking at a picture of the orange polka dot umbrella. There is a blue umbrella on one side. There is a purple and yellow umbrella on the other side. Those umbrellas are right in front, near the water. Cam opened up her eyes. Cam, Eric, and Aunt Molly looked again. They didn't find the orange polka dot umbrella or the others. Cam closed her eyes again. She said, click. The woman sitting under the orange polka dot umbrella is wearing a blue bathing suit. Water washed over Cam's feet. Behind her, Cam said, is a green umbrella. Behind the green umbrella is Mom's red umbrella. Water washed over Cam's feet again. Cam opened her eyes. She looked at the ocean. She turned and looked at the people sitting under umbrellas. That's it, Cam said. We're not lost. I know why we can't find the orange polka dot umbrella. Chapter 4. Where are my papers? Do you remember the boy with the sandcastle, Cam asked. I remember, Eric said. The water ruined his castle, Aunt Molly said. The boy built his castle during low tide. Now it's high tide, Cam said. The woman with the orange polka dot umbrella. Sat close to the water during the low tide. When the water moved in, she had to move back. Mom's umbrella should be closer to the water now. Cam, Eric, and Aunt Molly turned. They walked and looked. There's a green umbrella, Eric said. There's your mom's red umbrella. Cam, Eric, and Aunt Molly ran to Mrs. Jansen's umbrella. She was asleep. Here we are, Aunt Molly said. We found lots of great seashells. Mrs. Jansen opened her eyes. She looked at Cam, Eric, and Aunt Molly. She smiled. Then she looked beside her towel. My papers, she said. What happened to my papers? I put them right here, and now they're gone. Wow, Eric said. We already solved one beach mystery. Now we have another one. This is some day. It's a double beach mystery day. Chapter 5. Let's swim. I need those papers. They're for my job, Mrs. Jansen said. I put them next to my towel. I put a rock on top so they wouldn't blow away. But they did, Eric said. This is a big beach. We may never find them. But we'll look, Aunt Molly said. The wind is blowing that way, Eric said and pointed. Let's go, Aunt Molly said. Eric and Aunt Molly started to walk off. Stop, Cam told them. Don't go anywhere. I know where the papers are. They're where Mom left them. Aunt Molly laughed. This time you're wrong. There are no papers here. Oh, yes there are, Cam said. Mom put a rock on the papers to keep them from blowing away. But you couldn't keep the sand from blowing on top of her papers. Cam dug in the sand. The papers were there. right where her mother had left them. Aunt Molly told Cam, "You're great at solving mysteries, and solving mysteries is fun. Now let's swim. That's fun too." "That's a great idea," Mrs. Jansen said. They all walked to the water. "Wait," Cam told them. She looked at her mother's red umbrella. She closed her eyes and said, "Click." Cam opened her eyes and said, "Now I'll remember where to find Mom's umbrella." "Good," Aunt Molly said. "I don't want your mother to get lost again." Cam, Eric, and Aunt Molly laughed. "Hey," Mrs. Jansen said. "I wasn't lost." "Oh, yes, you were," Aunt Molly said. "When we were looking for seashells, we knew where we were. We didn't know where you were. You were lost." Now Mrs. Jansen laughed too. Then they all ran to the water. Aunt Molly kicked and splashed. She had lots of fun. Cam, Eric, and Mrs. Jansen had lots of fun too. Wow, looks like a good time. Wish I was there. Alright kids, the end. Hope you enjoyed the story, and I'll be back to read you another story at another time. Alright, take care.